Archbishop Tutu, on behalf of all the young people gathered here at We Day, thank you, but also a personal thank you for my brother Mark and myself. You have been such an extraordinary teacher, mentor, and we're honored to say friend. Thank you so much for being with us here today at We Day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm honored to be here.
If I may ask you a question, you're surrounded by middle school and high school students. What advice would you have for all of them on creating a better world, on making that change possible?
You are fantastic. And you must know that each and every one of you is special. They have people they call VIPs. You know, when you go to an airport, if you are a VIP, you go over there and you don't stand in a line. There are not very many VIPs. But each and every one of you is a VSP. Each one of you is a very special person.
Archbishop Tutu, you are for us a very, very special person. Can you tell us, in your own childhood, growing up in apartheid South Africa, what was your own experience as a young black adolescent growing up under the apartheid regime?
Well, one of the things I still remember so very, very well was going into a shop with my father, who was a principal of an elementary school. So in the black community, my father was a fairly important person. And the shop assistant was a slip of a white girl. And I can still remember I was probably 7 years of age. She said to my father, "Yes, boy." I can't imagine how my father must have felt. Well, racism is awful. Because it condemns you for something about which you can do nothing. I can't help it that I have a big nose and I'm black. No, God has made me as I am. And they really just tried to make you feel a non-person. They called us non-white. They called us non-European, as if you came from a country called non-Europe. And you know, language is very important. Language can make you believe certain things and not believe others. Language can make you think you are a non-entity. And language can make you think, hey, I'm something. I'm a VSP.
I love it, thank you. You are surrounded by young people here. As the anti-apartheid movement grew in South Africa, what role did students play in that movement?
They were fantastic. I mean, we would not be free today Nelson Mandela would not have left prison had it not been for the many people who supported us in the anti-apartheid movement, and many of those were students, young people. And you can change the world. You can change the world. He changed the world. Craig changed the world.
That is an extraordinary...
They're standing up for you, yeah?
I gotta ask, on the subject of changing the world, it's not always easy for these young people, and you truly changed the world. Now, when you were Archbishop, you were thrust into this leadership role. What was the hardest moment, the deepest battle that you had to face, that you had to overcome, and where you found your strength?
Being scared. No, but the truth of the matter is, I would have been nothing without all of those people who accepted me as a leader. What is a leader without followers? I mean, if I stood there all by myself, I would have been nothing. I was made by the very many fantastic people who were prepared to put their lives on the line. And like you.
In 1994, apartheid in South Africa ends. 62 years old, and you cast your first ever ballot in a free and fair and open election in South Africa. Can you take us back to that moment?
Hey, how do you tell someone who is blind? How do you tell them, oh, this flower, this is a red rose. Blind person, red rose. How do you tell someone who is deaf about great music? How do you tell someone about how it feels to fall in love? It's a great thing to fall in love, nay? Isn't that so? Well, April the 27th, 1994, when I threw my ballot paper into the ballot box. Yo! Oh, it was a fantastic moment. All of the awfulnesses of the past, they just seemed to roll off my back. I entered the tent where we made our mark, a black man with all of the memories of oppression and injustice. I made my mark, and I emerged on the other side, and I was a different person, a new person, a free person.
for someone who has inspired generations, as someone who has taught us about forgiveness through the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, as someone who led the anti-apartheid struggle for years, as someone who took time from his busy schedule to come all the way to be here with us, all the way from South Africa. We did not know how to properly thank you, how to say how deeply grateful we are to you. So we have a special surprise for you. I have heard that your favorite song and favorite singer started the Batanga Foundation for her extraordinary work in girls' education throughout Africa and around the world. Someone who has brought the African vibe of music to corners near and far. Someone who created an amazing song called Malika that I've heard is your favorite. We have with us an international icon of music. Angelique Kidjo is with us to say thank you to you.
Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Nami nifanyeje kisha na mwezi yo. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ingekuwa malaika. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ingekuwa malaika. Pesa zasubuwa roho yangu. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ingekuwa malaika. I love him. Ah, Kidege, hukuwaza Kidege. Kidege, hukuwaza Kidege. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ingekuwa malaika. Ingekuwa malaika. Ingekuwa malaika. Ingekuwa malaika.